How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews back with yet another review, and I don't know what you want to call it. You can call it a double IPA. You can call it a American Strong Ale. You can call it an American Barley Wine. You can call it whatever you want. But what we're doing today is Lagunitas Brown Sugar. This is actually the first Lagunitas beer I ever had. A couple years ago, we do not get any Lagunitas distribution in this area. A couple years ago, I went into New Jersey, went to a bar, sat down, had one. If you watch any of our other reviews, you know I'm not that I don't like IPAs. I love IPAs, but the good ones are so few and far between. I had one, and I was like, wow, another IPA I really like. Even though technically it's not an IPA, I guess you would say. Super hop-forward beer that I liked, and got a 6 of it, came back, dug it, and I don't think I've got a 6 of it since, because it just doesn't get distribution in this area. Went to my brother's place in southern Pennsylvania where it is, picked up another 6, and figured might as well review it. So, as far as what it says on the bottle, it says Lagunitas Brown Sugar Sweet Release, Lagunitas Brewing Company, Petaluma, California, 9.9% alcohol by volume, 51 change IBU, and let's see, government warning stuff over there, recycle stuff over here, life is certain, don't sip, and around here, let's see what there's a nice little story around the frame of this. So, we believe this special ale is something unique. Feeding brown cane sugar to otherwise cultured brewery yeast is akin to feeding raw shark to your gerbil. It is unlikely to ever occur in nature without human intervention, and it looks weird besides. But it has happened, and now it's too late. So yeah, there we go. Super excited to give this a whirl just because I really did enjoy it the first time I had it. So just to kind of come back and see, you know, what things have happened, not just with this beer, but in my taste as far as what I like. So, yeah. I've had a lot of beers in my life. I just started using Untappd, not because I've never heard of it, just because I feel like Untappd is a kind of just a recording device for what you have had beer-wise. And I've never used it because I just didn't want to sit down and type in every single beer I've had. Just because that seems like an infinitely too daunting of a task. So I just started using it. I started plugging in all the beers I could possibly think of over the past couple days. And I just got to 1,000. I'm sure I'm leaving a bunch off. But so I've had a bunch of beers, and I don't know where that story was going to go, other than the fact that I'm going to review this beer, so let's not go on a weird tangent. Anyway, head-wise, gigantic, you know what I mean? 3 fingers worth, off-white head, almost beige-ish, cascading small with larger bubbles going up top, decently creamy top, and it's not clear. It's got the slightest bit of haze to it. I mean, the tiniest bit of haziness to it that kind of gives us this, goes from a yellowish color to bring in this kind of orange, golden orangish color. It looks quite nice. The absolute least amount of carbonation you could possibly imagine. It's in there, but it's super, super tiny. But yeah, it looks nice. It looks like an ale. It looks like an American style or an English style old ale in color, or a barley wine as opposed to an IPA. So let's see what she has on the nose. Hops, as you'd expect. But it smells like a nice mixture between east and west. It smells like nice pininess there, but it also smells citrusy. A bit more pine forward for me than citrus, but it seems like a nice mix of the two. Doesn't smell as sweet as I remember it. You know, it is touting itself as being a brown sugar sweet release, so you expect it to be a little bit, you know, sweet, a little bit sugary forward, but not so much on the nose. Just a nice amount of pine, a little bit of citrus. Not that much sweetness, and that's all you got going on there. So, let's not talk about it. Let's dive right in. Cheers. Sweetness is definitely there in the mouth, and it's not as much on the nose. Really nice balance between the sweetness and the hoppiness. You'd almost taste that brown sugar, and actually, not almost, you can taste the brown sugar in there. Instead of being like a, not generic, malt sweetness, it's only like that caramelized brown sugar sweetness with that kind of East Coast pine hop with a little bit of a dry finish, but not overbearing. It's not making me want to smack my palate. It is a weird mixture. Again, I started off the video saying, what do you want to call it? You want to call it double IPA, American strong ale, and American barley wine. It's like a weird mixture of the three. If you took like a nice double IPA and kind of mixed it with American strong ale and threw a little bit of English American barley wine in there, it's kind of where it falls. It's a weird, bizarre mixture of the three. And I dig it. I still dig it. It tastes a little bit different than when I remember it tasting, but overall, just a really nice beer. I mean, the balance between that malt sweetness and that hop bite is something for me that Lagunitas has kind of just got dialed in. I mean, like I kind of touched on, Lagunitas was one of the, well, the first time I had it, I liked their first offering, which is this one. And then from there, every offering I have from them I've liked. So it's a brewery, excuse me, that's known for making hop forward beers. And I'm not somebody that's known for liking hop forward beers. Excuse me. And these guys have made me a little bit of a convert because pretty much everything they've produced and everything I've had, I've been a fan of. So, yeah. I mean, mouthfeel wise, it's nice. It's not thick. It's not dense. You wouldn't really expect that with like whatever this would be style wise. But it's not super thin. It's got a nice resininess to it. Got a nice pininess to it. The slightest bit of citrus. And just that nice brown sugary sweetness kind of to balance it off. And it's just a really great beer. Rating wise, I'd give it a 90. Just a big fan of it in general. 90 overall. Availability and value, I'm not really going to rate it on that like I usually do because we don't really get Lagunitas stuff in my area, so it's something I got to travel out of the area to get. But I will say this. You know what? I am going to rate it on value just because I got a 6 of this, and the 6-pack was like $11. I mean, you're talking about a 10%, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it an American Old Ale. Americanized Old Ale, because that's what it tastes like to me. A 10% American Old Ale that is this level of goodness at $10, $11 for a 6-pack. I mean, usually you're looking at like $15 for a 4-pack for this. So, I mean, Lagunitas in general, their price point is usually off the hook. So, it's no different with this one. So, if you like hop forward beers, if you like Americanized versions of English beers of lore, like your barley wines and your old ales and stuff like that, and you want that hop forwardness, it's something you're going to love. And you're going to get it at a decent price. And chances are, by the time you watch this video, if it's not when I post it in a couple weeks, sometime in next year, if you come across it, chances are you're going to be able to get it because they're opening they just opened their new distribution center in Chicago, and chances are it's just going to get wider and wider distribution. So availability is going to be great. Price point is probably going to be on point, literally. And it's a great beer, so I highly recommend it. So yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't or whatever, please leave a comment in the comment section below. If you'd like to check us out anywhere else on the internet, you can on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Massive Beers. In all three of those places. Way more active on Instagram, so if you're going to check us out anywhere, check us out there. And, yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a really good beer right now, and hopefully see you next time. Cheers.